Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your December 2021 astrological overview. It's pretty hard to believe that we are in the final month of 2021. Of course, I put these out a month ahead, so you'll be hopefully watching this towards the beginning of November. Be sure and catch your November overview first, then watch this one. You'll start to see the trend of what's coming up towards the end of this year. It gets quite active. And I wanted to add a side note for folks who may be wondering, where did the monthly horoscopes go? Well, there's a very good reason I've taken a brief hiatus from these horoscopes so I can focus on finishing Jan Spiller's final book. That was about the North Node in each house of an astrology chart. I'm super excited about this project, and you can learn more. There's a couple other videos on this channel that talk about this final book project. And rest assured, you will still be getting your monthly overviews every month. I'm so happy to continue bringing those to you, so I'll get right to it. We start the month out with Neptune stationing direct on December the 1st. Now, Neptune has been retrograde since June the 25th, and there's always kind of a heads up when Neptune stations either retrograde or direct. It can create kind of a foggy feeling. It's not the best decision-making time. It should pass within a few days. So by the time we get to our new moon, which is a solar eclipse, I'll talk about that next, people will be feeling more clear. But the good thing to know about Neptune stationing direct is we're coming out of a cycle where we've been more tuned into our subconscious. Some people say that curtain opens when Neptune is retrograde, and it can be helpful to write down things that have come to you since the end of June that can be easy to slip from our day-to-day consciousness once Neptune is operating in a direct motion. So I wanted to give people a heads up about that. Let's talk about this solar eclipse we have coming up December the 4th. This is our final eclipse of the year, and it's going to be at 12 degrees Sagittarius. I've been telling a lot of clients that this is really the best time to set your New Year's resolutions, because by the time we actually hit New Year's Day, we're going to be in a Venus retrograde. It's not really the best time to get anything new started. So you can use the power of this solar eclipse to set intentions for the next 6 months. And it's a Sagittarius themed eclipse. It's going to officially be December 4th for East Coast people, late at night on the 3rd for West Coast United States people. You check your time zone wherever you are in the world. But it's important to set intentions at these powerful new moon eclipses. What do you want to manifest? As I said, going into the new year, Sagittarian themes include travel, adventure, higher education, spirituality, seeking your truth and living your truth. These are all excellent things to focus on as we move into a new year. Now, we're going to have the third exact square of Saturn and Uranus this month. If you follow these videos or you follow astrology, you're probably aware that the Saturn-Uranus square has been defining astrology this year. These are outer planets. They're not always in this configuration. It's a tense aspect. Basically, we are shifting under this astrology. Saturn is structure, rules, establishment. You can think government, corporations. Uranus is rebellion, doing things in an innovative, inventive way. And the signs they're in are kind of flip-flop. Saturn's in Aquarius, which is actually more inventive. Uranus is in Taurus. That's actually a bit more slow and steady. So they are working to ultimately balance each other out, but either in our personal lives or in the world, some systems are undergoing a big change, and a big part of this is letting go of traditional ways that we've always done things, just because that's how it's been done, without analyzing why. Have our circumstances changed? Is it time to update the way we do things? So it's exciting astrology to make lasting change. If you want to learn more about the Saturn-Uranus square, I have a whole other video about it in the Astrology of 2021 playlist. This astrology will continue in 2022, but I wanted to mention this exact square because that's when we can feel it the most, and this has happened 3 times already, or I should say 2 times already this year. The one coming up in December is the 3rd exact square, and we'll have one more exact square October 2022. So know that we're still working this energy. There could be an impatience that we want things to change overnight, but in reality, it's going to take a little while for this to happen. Now, Venus is going to station retrograde on December the 19th, and this cycle will go from January 29th, 2022. Did I say that right? December 19th, 2021 to January 29th, 2022. That's the Venus retrograde cycle coming up. Venus is going to move retrograde from 26 to 11 degrees Capricorn. Capricorn themes involve anything to do with what we've been building. It can be business or financial. Now, Venus is a planet representing love and money. You combine these themes. When I see Venus retrograde, it's definitely not a time to make big financial commitments, decisions, or agreements. Same goes for relationships. What it is a good time for is resolving debt, streamlining expenses, realizing what's most important to you on a practical level. And when it comes to partnership, there may be some unfinished business to wrap up. It's really not the best time to initiate a new romantic partnership. However, I have known people who've had a successful relationship when they met during Venus retrograde and took it slow. Stay friends, get to really know each other, don't commit to anything big. When we come out of that retrograde at the end of January, and I'd even wait a little bit into February because there's a Mercury retrograde in January that overlaps this too. I think you will find you feel a lot more solid, and it's always good to take things a little bit slow at the beginning anyway, so you can't go wrong. Now, Jupiter enters Pisces on December the 28th. This is a big deal because Jupiter only changes signs once a year. So it spent most of this year in the sign of Aquarius. We did get a little sneak preview over the summer. If you might remember, between about, I think, mid-May and the end of July, where we felt Jupiter creep into the early degrees of Pisces, it kind of opens us up to more miracles, more magic, opportunity, optimism, imagining the best. We really needed that uplifting energy, I felt, and I'm looking forward to it as we go into 2022. We're going to feel that Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, so it functions quite well in this, and it will start moving towards a quite magical conjunction with Neptune that's going to occur in April 2022, and as we get closer to the time, I'll be telling you all about that. But be prepared to open your mind to things unfolding in a way that you might not have imagined. A lot of Pisces has to do with releasing control and not having to have all the answers, so that new things, even better than you imagined, can emerge. Now, we will enter the shadow of Mercury retrograde on December 30th. Those official Mercury retrograde dates are January 14th to February the 3rd of 2022. That Mercury retrograde is also in Capricorn. So keep this in mind as you are moving through the end of this year into early next year. Just because the calendar year changes doesn't always mean it's time for new beginnings. I will remind you guys of this again in January. Really try to get things going. That December 4th solar eclipse at the beginning of the month is a much more powerful time for new beginnings than the new year will actually be. So I hope that this overview has been helpful to you and that you have a wonderful month of December. Be safe and be well, and I will see you back here next time with your monthly overview.